Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Christine. And well, if you're new here, you're in for some juicy vlog, okay? So everyone, buckle up and grab your popcorn and let's get to my story. This is going to be a long one, but a lot of you guys wanted the details, a lot of you guys wanted the red flags. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna do both in one because I believe 48 of you guys said you want the details and 28 of you guys said you just want to know the red flags. So trust me, you're gonna hear all the red flags in all these details because the red flags were the reason why the relationship didn't work out. And for those of you who didn't know, yes, I was in another relationship after my 2-week relationship. I was in this relationship for a month, and yeah, remember when I said don't date someone from a dating app? Remember? Yeah, I did that again. So as you can tell, the first red flag is meeting someone from a dating app, dating from a dating app. So I told you guys before, I'll put the video up, that the only dating app that I will ever go back to and that I use is Upward because it's religious based and all of that. So I went back to Upward, and so before I met the guy, my ex, I had met with one guy, and that one was already like, it sounded like it was going to be really big for me to take on because of all the situations he was in, you know, family problems and all of that. So that didn't work out. So that one, after we met, like, it was just so weird because that one, we talked for a whole week straight, like non-stop. And, you know, we got into it deeply, like, we had really deep conversations, and I really started liking the guy I was talking to, even though I hadn't met him in person. But after we met, like, he started acting weird, and I already knew that it was because we met in person. Maybe he didn't like me in person. So, yeah, so his situation was he had a kid. That's a long story. We're not going to get into that. That just wasn't it. So, yeah, anyway, the only thing I could say, he was respectful, which I love. So, nothing happened with that guy, nothing at all. So, yeah, so after that, back on Upward, I met my recent ex. So, I met him on Upward, and we started talking because that was when I was applying with the Army and he was applying with the Marines. That's how we actually started talking. And then I don't know what happened, like, and then he asked for my Snap or phone number, so I gave him both. So that's when we started snapping and then texting, and then, you know, he initiated like to hang out, and then we did hang out. So we went on our first date, and red flag number 2. And obviously, like, okay, I'm like okay with kissing on the first date, like I'm okay with it, because he even asked, like, if I kiss, would you kiss me, whatever. I'm like, yeah, you know, because I find you attractive, obviously you find me attractive. So obviously we found each other attractive. So, you know, when we first met initially, we kissed right when we met, like the first second, which I was like, okay, this is kind of a red flag. But I love it when guys are so respectful on the first date, and being like, and even if it's like 3 dates that I've been on where the guys were into me and were respectful, didn't kiss, didn't touch, like, you know, weren't disrespectful, I already know it's a red flag. So anyway, so we went on a walk, we went out to eat, we went to the arcade, I paid for, he paid for dinner. So yeah, and he gave me like a bracelet that he had gotten, and he gave me a bracelet. So I was like, that's cute, you know, no guy has done that on a first date, you know. It's like, so that's why it was like hit and miss. It's like, oh, you're doing this, but you're giving me red flags. And I had even told him, like, with you it's a hit and miss. It's like, I feel like you like me, but I feel like you don't like me. It's like, it's weird. Like, I feel like you're interested, I feel like you're not interested. So yeah, first date was okay, but towards the end of the night we were on the beach and he did try to have sex with me. So I was like, this was a big red flag. So I told him no, I told him I didn't want to right now, that you know, for a while I didn't want to, and you know that I dealt with health issues. I even told him the health issues I had, like, and the fact that he still wanted to do it, even though I told him I had health issues previously and that, you know, I'm still trying to figure things out, and he still wanted to do it, was a big red flag. Like, it did seem like he just wanted to. But I guess I just saw how red the flags are gonna get. Like, I'm telling you up front, like, I literally was all in with all the red flags, okay? And this is just the first date. So he was like, I really want to go on another date with you. Do you want to go on another date? Like, it seemed like he was unsure that anyone, like, would go on another date with him. And I understand, because he had said girls have stood him up before. But I was like, obviously I want to go on another date with you. And I'm like, obviously, like, ignoring the red flags. But, okay, so, yeah. So, we went on the second date, which I wanted to go to the Dodger game. So I asked him if he wanted to go. I bought tickets. We went to the Dodger game. They're about to get really, really sensitive and really, really dark. So let's get into it. The first day, I wasn't sure what his name was. His name was different than what his name was, like, on social media, on the app. So once I did my little research, I knew that that wasn't his name. So on the first date, obviously he told me his name. So one, he was lying about his name. Second date, guys, second date. We're at the Dodger game. He makes the remark, would you date someone younger? Mind you, on the dating app, he had put that his age was 26, so older than me. And he told me that he wasn't 26. He told me that he was younger. So, okay, it wasn't too much younger. It was 2 years, which I honestly don't mind. 2 years is fine for me. Like, but the fact that you lied about your name and your age was a red flag, and having sex on the, like, trying to have sex on the first date were already, like, so many red flags. I was like, you know, I don't know, something in me was like, you just go for it, you know? What's the worst thing that could happen? So, yeah, I was like, I don't mind, which I really don't, but it was a red flag for lying. So, the relationship started off a lie. So, obviously it was never gonna work out. It started off a lie. So I found this thing on Instagram that said, like, when you first start dating, like, you should ask this important questions for, like, to each other. And it was really good questions, like, about marriage and all of that, like, political views and all of that. And we agreed on most of the things, and we kept telling each other that we want something serious. We want to be in a relationship. We don't want to just fuck around. So it was a second date. Third date, I went over his place. Which I probably shouldn't have. And I told myself, like, I won't do anything, nothing would happen, but something did happen. I broke my promise for the millionth time of me saying I'm not gonna get involved with a guy, like, physically for a long time. I was even telling everyone, like, I don't want to do it until marriage, because I'm tired of giving my all to people and then for me to suffer the consequences because I'm being stupid sometimes. So that happened, and now I'm completely shut off. Like, I'm literally not gonna do anything anymore. Like, completely. Like, I'm stepping my foot down, like, for real this time. So yeah, that happened, and it was weird because I thought that's what he wanted, because he wanted it from the first date. So I literally told him, like, there, you got what you wanted. And that's when he asked me to be his girlfriend. I'm like, you do realize that means you gotta drop all your girls, right? He said, yeah, but did he? No, he didn't. Talking for like a week or something, right? And then he tells me that he's possibly going on a dating show with his sister. A dating show. Dating other girls. I'm like, how do you want something serious? How do you want to build a relationship that's eventually might turn into marriage if you're gonna be out here going and touching other girls, kissing other girls? I don't give a shit if it's for money. I don't give a shit if it's for TV. That is, for me, that is not okay. If I wanted to date an actor, if I wanted to date a celebrity, I've made a fucking video about it. I've said why I don't date celebrities. I would have gone for a celebrity. Like, what? So, the red flag. So, the red flag and the thing was that we didn't see eye to eye on that, because he didn't see how being on a TV show and physically touching someone and, you know, doing all of that is considered cheating? Because for me it is. When I'm in a relationship, it's between two people. That's it. And I wouldn't want to marry someone like that. And I even gave him the example. So if you're married and your wife wanted to go on a dating show, would you like be okay with that? No, but that's a different story. No, it's not, because me, I'm dating for marriage. If I don't see myself being with you in the damn future, I will not be in a relationship with you, period. Like, I will not. Unless I see it going somewhere, I will not be with you for, longer than probably like 2 weeks, obviously. And the thing was, I even asked him, I was like, I understand this was before me, but if you were with me, would you accept it? And he said no. Then a couple days later, he tells me, oh, I might have like another opportunity to be in another dating show. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I had even told him the day that he told me about his age, I'm like, that explains my immaturity. And it really does, because it's like, the things he would say just didn't click in my head. And it's like, I talked to other guys about it to get another guy's opinion, who are mature, guys who are mature, and they're like, no, that is not right. I'm so done with guys. Like, what the fuck? And another thing was that, so a friend of mine had invited me to a Dodger game, and we've had a thing before, and last time I was with him, I had a feeling that he didn't want to continue. So when he invited me, I was like, I don't know, I'll see, but I talked to my ex about it, and he's like, yeah, you should go because I trust you. I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel comfortable, so I'm not going to go. He was like, well, if something happens, I know that it's not you, it's him. I'm like, why would you even say that? Because you're basically saying if a girl comes and kisses you, it's not your fault, it's her fault. No, you're in the relationship, it's going to be your fault. Whoever's in the relationship, it's going to be their fault. Because if you're really happy with that person, you would smack the shit out of the other person who tries to do something. And I have been through all of this shit, so I know. Like, I've grown from it. I've learned from my mistakes, so I know what not to do. Another thing was, obviously, he had me for social media, so he knew that I vlog about my life. He knew that I'm a content creator. And for me, like, I don't share every single thing on social media. I share most of the things that I feel like might be relatable to other people, because like I've said before, if it impacts one person in a positive way, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So if someone's looking for something that they're going through and I've gone through it and I could help guide them, then, I would be so happy. And I know some of you guys sometimes tell me how you relate, and we give each other advice and all that, and I love that. I love creating that type of community. So he saw that I had created a TikTok where it said, when he leaves you to be on a dating show and date other girls, and he got mad about it. I'm like, I create content on things I go through. It's like, and it's the truth. I'm not lying about it. Like, why would I lie about things? I don't like lying. I hate lying, and I hate when people lie to me, because I will find out the truth one way or another. And remember, you guys, the truth comes out. The truth always comes out. So, yeah, it's like you knew what you were getting yourself into. It's like me. I knew what I was getting myself into, so I wasn't surprised that all this went down. So, you know what you were getting yourself into, and I'm pretty sure you're probably going to come across this video. I don't care. I'm sharing my story because I have had it. So, another thing was, like, for a whole month, I was paying for everything, which I honestly don't mind. I don't mind. Like, I love providing. I do. Like, I'm a giver. I don't, like, I'm not bragging about it, but it's like, when it comes to a point where they don't appreciate, that's when I get really mad and I brag about it, because, oh boy, like, not even a thank you. And then at the end, when I was trying to break it, he's like, oh, because you think that I'm using it for money, right? At this point, yes. You want to know why? Because I sent you money and you never even said thank you, babe. You didn't even tell me that you got it or anything. And not even that, my mom found a post where they were looking for people to help out where they could pay. So I asked him if he wanted it, and he did. And I drove from my city about, I think it was like, it's like 20-30 miles. I drove, picked him up, brought him back to my city, make money, and go back. And even my mom was like, did he even like pay for food or anything that day? I'm like, no. He didn't even say tell your mom thank you or anything. Nothing. Nada. And it's like, that's the shit that pisses me off, because people are not fucking appreciative. And that's what pisses me off. Me giving to others, that shit doesn't piss me off. I will do it in a heartbeat. I will give my penny for someone, my last penny, if it's gonna help someone else. But no, people don't know how to appreciate things. I told you guys this is gonna be a long one. I still have a couple more red flags, so let's go over it. He never stopped Snapchatting other girls. Never. I wasn't even on his top Snapchat for after 2 weeks of dating, probably after. And that was because I had to keep bugging him. So there was this girl that he was snapping, and I kept getting mad. And when I took him to a rave, when I took him to day trip, obviously I paid for everything for his birthday and stuff. But when I took him to day trip, I kind of got in it with him because this girl snaps him all the damn time. And his excuse was, she's in another state. No, it doesn't fucking matter if they're in another country, if they're in another state. If you're entertaining them, it's wrong. You're in a relationship. So, if you know me, guess what I did? When he had his phone up, I looked at the snap. You know what the snap said? It was her, right, in the mirror, whatever. I don't blame the girl, because she probably doesn't even know that he had a girlfriend. Or maybe, I don't know. According to him, she knew. But it was a snap of her in the bathroom mirror, but she had clothes on. But she was like, are you busy? Yes, bitch, he's busy with his girlfriend. And it's I can't with girls or guys anymore. I just can't. There's no respect. There's no more boundaries. There's nothing. I forgot to add this, so I'm going to add this really quickly. This just shows that I dodged a big bullet too, because the moment I broke up with him, he was like, oh, I'll show you how to be heartless, or don't put it, whatever, something like that. It was a TikTok referencing to that. And he started snapping, sending hundreds of snaps out. And that's when I'm like, you see, you've already had those girls. All you had to do was just send snaps. That's not right. I forgot to mention this too, but another red flag was being disrespectful in front of my family. And he did slap my butt in front of my mom, which I thought was a big red flag too, because that's disrespectful. Kissing, it's fine, it's whatever, hugging, kissing, but that's just immature and inappropriate. And another red flag, anytime I would tell him about things, he would turn things around and kind of act like the victim and try to pin it on me. Whatever. So he had told me that one of his exes had come across his TikTok. This is a little personal. I can't get into too much detail due to legal reasons, and he had told me who he was. He was honest on some things, which I really appreciated, but it's I'll get into it. But I kept looking up on her page to see if she would say anything about him or anything. And what I came across was not pretty. So not to be too detailed, but there were previous accusations, and I believed his truth, because when I reached out to her, she just blocked me. So if you're not gonna give me your side of the story, for someone who goes through stuff like that, you would want to help other girls. So I believed him. But the thing with me is, I won't judge you for your past. I won't judge you for your mistakes if it's not gonna continuously happen. But it was something that kind of happened, not the same thing, but similar things. So if it's continuously happening, it's a you problem. You're doing something wrong. Or I'll say that would not happen. I know because I'm a girl, and I know because I've been through the same thing. And another one, I'm telling you guys, this is just so much. So when we started following each other on social media, he followed me on TikTok. First he told me that he had deleted his TikTok because he was on it a lot. And he wasn't lying about that, and then he told me that he had re-downloaded it or whatever for me because I'm on it and stuff, and I kept posting us on TikTok and stuff. And apparently he didn't say that, but I have text, but I don't have the time to scroll all the way there. But there was this girl I had questioned him about, and he had told me that she's a girl he also met at the same time as me on the dating app. And then it clicked to me, like, after a while, it's like, if you got your TikTok back for me, like, to interact with me and to be active now again, why would you follow that same girl that you were trying to date at the same time as me? And not even that, I saw that he had, like, they had talked on TikTok. And I was like, when was the last time you talked to her? He goes like, oh, it's been a while. Mind you, this was on, like, end of July. I was like, what was the last date you talked to her? Like, he wouldn't tell me. He goes like, July 2nd. I was like, we were still dating. Like, we were dating. I don't care if it's 2 days into dating. I don't care if it's a whole fucking week after. It was a week after. We were already official. We were in a relationship. It's wrong. It's so wrong. Like, the moment I'm in a relationship, I tell them, like, no, I'm in a relationship now. Or I'm like, sorry, but I have a boyfriend. But anyway, so another thing was, every time I would try to talk about something, like, this was another thing, like, he never posted me on social media. For me, that's big. Like, being active on social media, even if I'm not, it's like, if your significant other is posting you on their social media, I think you need to do the same. That's my personal thing, but for me, that's how it is, especially in today's society, because that's what a lot of people check for. A lot of people don't care, because I've had married men in my DMs. I'm like, oh my god, you have no chills. Like, that's so wrong. So it's like, if you look single, then girls will try to hit you up. And I think that's what he wanted, because he wanted to make so much friends. I'm gonna get into that. But you know what his excuse was? Sisters never post who they're dating. But are you your sisters? No. And that's the thing. It's like, you are your own person. Never, ever, ever use that excuse. Oh, but this person is doing that. Oh, but he jumped off the cliff. No, don't use that excuse. No. No. You are your own person. You make your own fucking decisions. If you don't, I'm sorry, but you're a child. You're not mature if you can't make your own decisions. And oh boy. I can't. So the friends things, he just wanted to make a lot of friends. He wanted to meet new people, which I do too. Like, I love meeting new people. I love making new friends, but it's not to the point where I'm so desperate. Like, people come to LA because they want to meet so many people. It's like, no. No one's going to be your real friend. Only a few people will be your real friend, because especially at your darkest times, at like your lowest point, the only people that are going to be there for you is literally going to be yourself and maybe like 2-3 other friends. Like, not every friend you have is going to be there for you, and that's a harsh truth, because they're not really your friends. They're not. Be alone, you guys. Don't be afraid to be independent, to be alone. Make a few friends. It's good to know a lot of people. Like, I know a lot of people, but they're not all my close friends. Not all of them would be there. So, yeah, and, you know, back to the whole dating thing. He even lied to the directors and stuff, telling them that he was single when he wasn't. And that was a big thing for me, because one lie turns to another. I don't like when people lie. I don't care if it's a white lie. I don't care if it's a small lie. A lie is a lie. And it's just going to feed off each other. And I told him, like, you're lucky I didn't message them or, like, find them and let them know that you're lying to them. But whatever. I don't care. I hope he has a great fucking time in France. But the truth will come out. The truth will come out. That's all I can say. And I had even found a solution. I was like, you know what? Whatever. You want to do it? Fine. I really wanted to be with you, so I will book my flight. And he didn't even sound excited. It's like he didn't even want me there. So that's when I knew. That's when I knew. So now, yes, I'm going to have my guard up more than ever. I'm not going to let anybody treat me like shit again. And this is my truth, this is my story, and he will probably like act like a victim again, but go ahead. Anyway, sorry, this was a long, and this was most of the red flags, and yes, I know I shouldn't have gone after the first date, but you know, it's fine. We learn from our mistakes, we just gotta heal from it. And yeah, we all have a past, but we gotta stop repeating our mistakes, or else we're never gonna heal from it. Things are just gonna keep repeating itself, and things are just gonna come after us. You gotta heal, you gotta learn, and move on. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And like my friends say, my life is literally a whole Lifetime movie. So Lifetime, if you want to sponsor me, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully I don't have any more shitty stories to tell because I am exhausted. But yes, I'm gonna go enjoy my vacation now. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.